Ooh, that's cool. Your daughter will be next.
The villain is dead. The wretch! Together, we have crushed him, brain and body.
Well, it's like, I guess it has been centuries.
No.
Chill.
We pick our way toward our fates. Unleashed.
You have my sword. My fealty. Do what you must. Then we fly this foul place.
What about my loot?
Merkel is dead. Permanently this time.
Ketheric's Netherstone. It's in his armor. Take it.
Oh. I shouldn't let Minthara do this.
In death, the body is cooling, but energy radiates from the stone.
Remarkable. Truly.
Dude, it's
And
the
now
fake wife.
The picture comes together. The Absolute is neither god nor man. It is the Elder Brain you saw. Held here by those three against its will. The crown it wears controls it. And these stones control the crown. It has been dominated. To master...
Hey, do you want to have that conversation with me? Instead of having that conversation with Minthara? Wouldn't that be nice? Ketheric's Hammer. Ooh, and the shield. Arcane enchantment. You gain a +1 bonus to spell save DCs and spell attack rolls. Shield bash. And advantage on dexterity saving throws. This doesn't sound that impressive. Oh, Papa, I love you. Love from It's Isobel. I'm gonna take this with me. Now, unfortunately, Minthara is the one having this conversation with our wife, so let's go. How is it you're able to leave the astral prism now?
A temporary reprieve, but a welcome one. With a brain on its way to the city, its influence here is weakened.
Ketheric's transformed during the fight. What was that?
I believe you fought and defeated an avatar of Merkel, the god of necromancy. A remarkable feat. Ketheric was Merkel's chosen. I know Lord Enver Gortash, an arms dealer and a slaver. He is a worshipper of Bane, the god of tyranny.
Wow, there's a god of tyranny.
The other is a mystery to me. But the way she spoke, it is most likely she follows Baal, god of murder. Which means the Absolute is a front for the gods of death, and our enemies are chosen of the dead three.
Okay. Chosen of the dead three?
Bane,
Three?
Baal, and Merkel. The tyrant, the assassin, and the necromancer. They are known to pick from their most devout followers a chosen, granting them incredible powers. Each one alone would be a formidable enemy. But working together, and with those stones, and that crown, I dare not imagine what they might achieve.
But it's fine, we have one of the stones now.
The crown's markings suggest it was forged in Netheril, an ancient empire whose mastery over magic rivaled that of the gods. It is a crown of domination. The stones were taken from its crest. They are Netherstones, imbued with the ability to control the wearer of the crown. The crown's Netherese magic must be the true source of the parasite's abilities. This must be what elevates their potential. And it must be the reason nobody could heal you. If the crown can do this to the parasite, I dare not imagine what it is doing to the brain.
But that's it, I didn't come here to fight gods, I just want my parasite removed.
I know. But this is the only way. This is the battle of our lives, and the lives of everyone in Faerun. The army of the Absolute is marching on Baldur's Gate. Within the city, an elder brain, brimming with power, ready to turn everyone within its reach into Mind Flayers. All it needs is an order. An order the Death God's chosen are on the cusp of giving. We must wrest control of the brain from the chosen before that happens. We must take their stones. Our chances of success are slim, but we must not fail. If we fail, everything ends. I will be your shield, but you must be the sword. And when the chance comes to strike, you must take it, for there may only be one chance.
Aha! Here it is. This is new. So, magical plate. All incoming damage is reduced by 2. Reaper's rigidity. When activated, you can't be moved against your will by any spell or action, but have disadvantage on dexterity and saving throws. And Howl of the Dead. Movement speed halved. The spellcaster has advantage on attack rolls against the affected entity. I see. Damn, should I give that to myself? Maybe I should. Let me see. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like how it looks. Like, it's cool and all.
What now?
Maybe I should give it to her. It's like her... It's her prize. Yeah, there you go. It looks much better on her. I don't like it how it looks on me.
At least things have stayed interesting.
I can't believe we did it. Get the hell out of here.
I've been thinking on all that we learned below. If you've caught
You
your
saw
breath.
Gortash, didn't you? What the fuck was he doing down there? Is all of this because of him? The tadpole, the absolute. How?
I don't know. Jesus. I know as much as you do. It seems he's a servant of Bane, as Ketheric served Miracle. Who knows what powers he's gained since you knew him.
I'd never have protected a Baneite even a decade ago. I looked after that fucker with my life. I trusted him. He gave me away to Zariel without a second thought. And now he's looking to ruin the entire Sword Coast. He has to die. And I'm gonna be the one who kills him.
Damn, Karlach is like me when I feel that the game is bullshitting me. I hate Gortash, and this game sucks. That said, she is so pissed that I will bring her with me. Just like the only reason why I brought Minthara with me is because I promised her that I would bring her along to kill Ketheric. I will also promise her that I will bring her to kill Gortash when the time comes. We'll do it together, whatever it takes.
He can't get away with what he's done. To me. To us. He won't get away with it.
Yeah, simmer down. Where's Minthara? What happened to Minthara?
These harpers.
Huh?
Look after him.
Would they die?
Him.
Oh,
Not for me. They would die for peace.
It is better to kill for it.
alright, I'll speak to her in a moment. Let me speak to Wyll. What's up, Wyll?
My dogs are barking.
Gods be damned. With that parasite in his brain, Father could wreak untold havoc in the Absolute's name. Should Baldur's Gate fall to the Absolute, every one of the coast cities will be ripe for the plucking. We're not just fighting for our cure, we're fighting for my father. We're fighting for the Gate. We're fighting for all of Faerun.
Yeah, what do you know about Gortash? Well, Orin, I don't think you will know anything, but Gortash you should know.
Orin? I'd never heard tell of, but Gortash I know.
Yeah.
Or know of, more precisely. A self-styled strategic advisor to Baldur's Gate's peers. A bit player with dreams of a leading role, the way Father told it. He had no use for Gortash, and even less for his advice. I don't remember much beyond that. But where these chosen are concerned, I have a suspicion we're about to know more than we'd like.
Wow, could it be that Gortash was like a good guy at the beginning, but because he's not a highborn, kind of like Wyll, he's not a highborn, so Wyll's dad was like, no, I don't want to listen to the rabble. But wait, that can't be, because Wyll said that his dad was actually a good guy. Unless Wyll is mistaken. Or Gortash is just an asshole and that's it. The Absolute's called as Ravengard. Where will they take him? Yeah, do you know?
Worm's Rock Fortress. All travelers to Baldur's Gate flow through it. It serves as headquarters for the Flaming Fist and their commander, my father. The Absolute's army's on the march. Gods forbid a tadpoled Grand Duke throw open the gates for them.
How are they on the march, though? We killed Ketheric. And yeah, Minthara said you can say what led to your pact in exile. It's time I know the whole truth.
Yes, but first a question. If your home were under siege, what would you sacrifice to save it?
My home? Yeah, I wouldn't give up my soul if that's what you're getting at.
It is. And I did. I was 17. Father, older Ravengard, had just been named a Grand Duke and was called away to Elturel to help settle a dispute. That's when the Cult of the Dragon made its move.
The Cult of the Dragon, a fractured religion. Some believers hold that undead dragons will inherit the world. Others worship the dragon goddess Tiamat and intend to summon her to Faerun.
The Grand Duke left a mere boy in charge? They can't have gone well.
Not just a boy, a Ravengard, schooled in the 4 pillars: courage, insight, strategy, justice. A 10-day after Father left, I heard a whisper as I slept. Duskhawk Hill, the Queen of Chaos awakens. Go alone. I grabbed a rapier and set out. There wasn't a cloud in the sky, yet not a single star was shining. There they were, gathered at the foot of the hill.
Your head tingles. Wyll wants to show you what happened.
Sure.
In the looming shadow of the mount, 5 groups of 5 figures each encircle a lofty totem. Atop each totem, a dragon's head is carved, and a massive orb held in its mouth. The cultists chant, first softly, then crying to the starless sky. There is a crack of thunder, a gust of wind, and a dragon's white head appears in the storm. As the maelstrom howls, Mizora's lips press to your ear. She will destroy Baldur's Gate. Grant me your soul, and I will give you the power to save it, she whispers.
She read the terms while 2 devils stood witness, and I said yes. 1 soul for 1 city.
Dude, but I bet it was Minthara that sent those dragon guys there. 100% it was Minthara. Yeah, surely Minthara doesn't care about Baldur's Gate. Why would she want to save it?
She didn't. She came on order of her mistress, Zariel.
She never stops. Does she? Not for a second.
Tiamat made a play for power. Zariel had other plans. That was the most Minthara's ever said. All that mattered was that she got her prize. Another pet added to her Warlock menagerie.
You took on 25 cultists on your own? I find it hard to believe. True.
I had Minthara at my side, and the archdevil Zariel guided our hands that day. I burned with the fires of Avernus and oozed the rot of Dis. The cultists choked on our poisons and burned from our flames. And when we were done, all that remained were 5 grayed orbs atop a pile of ash.
Damn it, that must have been cool.
My soul was bound, and my lips were sealed.
Man, I wish I was actually there to see this. There should be like some sort of like cool-ass cutscene showing this happening. And is that how you lost your eye? In the battle with the Cult of the Dragon?
It is. The one scar I ever bore of it. Minthara replaced it with a sending stone. She uses it to track my location and speak from a distance. I could flee to the spine of the world, or the depths of the lower dark, and still never shake her.
And what about your father, the Grand Duke?
He returned to an unsuspecting city and a wayward son with a smirking devil at his side. I tried to tell him the truth, but my mouth couldn't form the words. I'd led him to the battlefield, but Mazora had swept it clean. I showed him my stone eye, but he only turned away. After, he said only one word. Go. So I did.
Aww, poor Wyll. It was brave what you did for the city, sure.
I don't know that it was brave. I just know that it was right.
Anyway.
I understand.
Anyway. You must have been furious at your father for throwing you out of the city.
No, never. He did the only thing he could. In his eyes, I invited a devil into our midst. I was a fool at best, a traitor at worst. And Grand Duke Ravengard suffers neither.
I suppose I can't blame him. For all he knew, you'd sprout horns any second.
And I went and proved him right. A Grand Duke's duty is to his city, first and foremost. There would only ever be one outcome.
I agree. Alright, good talk, Wyll.
Back in the shadows. You're one of us. No
What about you,
Our
Jaheira?
enemies spread like rub rot. Treat one patch, and 2 more bloom in its place. An elder brain, bound by lost Netherese magic, with servants of the dead 3 holding the chain. Reminds me of old times.
You've tangled with the dead tree before?
Extensively. Mind Flayers, too.
Really?
But I never dreamed of seeing gods and Illithids working in consort. It is most disturbing. But take courage. We have killed a man who could not die, and stripped the Absolute's army of its general. You have a Netherstone, and you're on the scent of 2 more. These Chosen have reason to fear you, and I would like to be at your side when you confront them.
Very well. I'll be glad to have you by my side.
Glad to be there.
Good.
Falling foul of Ketheric convinced me that my grand adventures were behind me. That even if I survived, I should hang up my blades. But you convinced me otherwise. We ventured into darkness together. Now we've come out the other side. I'd say I'm feeling a little refreshed. When we reach Baldur's Gate, there will be even darker paths to tread. I will follow you wherever they lead.
I'll see you at camp.
How does it compare to a shadow-cursed inn? With the Absolute's army gone, the Risen Road should be clear. We can follow it all the way to Baldur's Gate. There's a Harper's safe house in Worm's Crossing. Denthelan's Dancing X.
Oh, Worm's
We do well
Crossing.
to check in with them before entering the city proper. Beyond that, our course is yours to set. Find me at your camp, huh? I can remember how to take orders, as well as give them.
Worm's Crossing is where that amulet is. No, wait, not where the amulet is. Is where I need to bring that talking amulet. There's like a grave somewhere there.
I will never tire of sitting on dead men's thrones.
Dude, Minthara is so based. And I'll never tire of killing their previous occupants. We make a good team.
My blood ran hot when we broke Ketheric's bones together.
Yeah.
But we have greater challenges ahead of us. It is clear now that he was not working alone. During my time in the cult, I came to know one of his co-conspirators all too well. Baal's bloodletter, Orin. To think, I thought her to be speaking for the Absolute. I worshipped that woman.
So it's personal. Good. Let's take her down.
You make it sound so simple. She is the chosen of Baal, Lord of Murder, and one of the cult's founders. Indeed, she is the one who indoctrinated me with the Absolute's lies.
And what do you remember of your indoctrination?
When I first visited Moonrise, I stood before the Absolute in awe. It was more of an idea than an entity. Pure love. Total power. Orin was by my side. She told me that God had chosen me to be a true soul. Blessed and adored. Now I know that those memories are lies. There was no God. Orin held me down in a cocoon of flesh, while a Mind Flayer forced a parasite into my brain. And she laughed at my fear. I will find her. I will murder her. And I will smile.
Good. Well, then there you go. Once I go and fight Orin, I will bring Minthara with us. Another one. Another party member that is set in stone. Is vengeance the limit of your ambition? Let's see what she says.
Limit to my ambitions. I will enjoy killing Orin, but unlike her, I do not kill for pleasure alone. I kill to gain advantage, and we have the chance to seize the greatest advantage of all. Surely you see it. In killing Ketheric, we fractured the cult's leadership. When we break the other Chosen and claim their Netherstones, we can take control.
A bold gamble. How can you be sure it's possible?
I would have thought this entire conspiracy of gods and monsters to be impossible if I had not seen it for myself. We may fail, but we must try. The power of the enslaved Elder Brain could reshape the world. We could reshape the world.
The future you propose is shaped by violence. I'd prefer to find another way.
There is violence in your future regardless. With me, you can at least be sure the violence will lead to glory.
No.
You are not stupid. When we reach Baldur's Gate and face the other Chosen, you will see that my way is the right one.
No. No, it's not like maximum violence to reach the best outcome for us. The way is to find the least possible violent way to reach a good conclusion. It doesn't have to be the best conclusion for us, but it can be like the best conclusion for everyone, not just us. She's only thinking about herself. Maybe I'll change your mind. We'll see.
The Elder Brain is the only thing that has ever managed to change my mind. You're welcome to try. We are bound, then, to travel together,
Very well.
even if we do not yet agree on our ultimate purpose. There is yet one thing about you that troubles me, though. Something I need you to explain. Why come to Moonrise, where the cult's power is strongest? Why not walk away?
Yeah, walking away wouldn't have helped. While the tadpole lives, I can't be free. Yep.
True. But do not lose yourself to despair and fatalism. They tried to make victims of us. But we can take this opportunity to become gods. Now, I am ready to leave this damned place whenever you give the word. The city awaits.
Woo! Oh, and there you go. She's back on our party. Good. Perfect. What about you, Withers? What's going on? Why are you here?
A curse lifted. The dead three allied once more. The balance shifts. There are depths to this alliance yet unplumbed. Consider, mortal. Do Illithids possess souls?
I'm not sure. Aren't the Illithids basically the worms inside our heads? You know, and then they take control of our heads and they spawn an Illithid? I guess the worms are alive, right? So maybe? I'm not sure. Don't all living things? Yeah.
No. Nor canst thou count Mind Flayers among them. Yet, the three amass an illithid army void of apostolic souls that could imbue them with power. A flock without souls, yet to what end, mortal? This is the question thou must come to answer. Until such time, be availed of my services.
So he's telling us that illithids have no soul? Mind Flayers are soulless? Is it because they come from another place of existence? So, and in that plane of existence, there's no soul? So, whenever someone becomes an illithid, the soul ceases to exist? You seem to know a lot about the dead tree.
Yes, Bane, Lord of Darkness, Baal, Lord of Murder, Merkel, Lord of Bones. Once judged, ascended, then vanquished, as one, and as three. The alliance is reforged, mortal. The plains thus quake, and the gods shudder.
Like, speak plainly. Isn't there more you can tell me?
No.
No. I love whenever he says no. Anyway, I'm surprised to see you. Why are you here?
Where matters of balance are concerned, I am eternally cold.
So he wants to keep the balance in the forest. Like, you know, life and death. So if what he says is true, and illithids really have no soul, then whenever someone becomes a Mind Flayer, their soul ceases to exist. So, and even if they die, if there's no soul to go back to the weave, it's basically blocking death. You know, the journey that the soul has to, like, a soul goes to the body dies, the soul goes back to the weave, and then it goes back to another body, dies, goes back to the weave. So if this circle is interrupted and the soul becomes part of an illithid, and if that soul ceases to exist, then it ceases to go back into the weave. So I guess that I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure that's a bad thing, right? If a soul doesn't go back into this weave. Okay. Oh yeah, what about the angel?
Aylin!
Aylin, yeah.
Isobel! My love. You were dead. I saw your body.
Lesbians!
I'm here. And so are you. And my father, he can't hurt us any longer. I dreamt every night that you'd come back to me. That somehow it was all a nightmare Dawn would undo.
I had no dreams at all. Nothing but darkness. And when I woke, my father said you were dead.
His soul was poisoned by the god of death. His sick devotion ruined him. But for all his sins, he brought you back to me. Are you all right?
Yeah, at least there's that. It's true.
I will be. And you?
In this moment, I want for nothing.
He did get his daughter back. Whoa, get a room, you two. Get a room! Isn't she like centuries old?
There you are.
And she's like what,
This
20,
is
30?
Aylin. Aylin, this is...
Oh!
Doesn't that
but we have
confuse your
met.
American brains?
This is the soldier that freed me most valiantly from the Shadowfell. They watched my boot crush the very brain of villainy, and fought well against your changed father.
Yeah, it's
May
true.
he rest in peace at last.
She kind of lost
Now that
control
he's
there.
dead. I have more to thank you for than I knew. And we have much to discuss. Perhaps we could join you in your camp later?
Did I hear you correctly before? Are you Catherine Thorm's daughter? So everything he did was for her. Isn't that
I am.
crazy?
And I'm glad he's dead. But this is precisely what I want to speak to you about later. It'll keep. I promise.
I'll see you back at
Very
camp.
good. We look forward to it.
Now you will leave us. We must take succor in one another's bodies and words.
Aylin!
Whoa!
We'll see you later.
I guess they're going upstairs. They are going to the room. Isobel does have a room upstairs. It's true. Alright.
Yes. I owe you an apology.
It's Barcus you should apologize to. Your reunion in last night was strained.
Barcus and I are another matter. I'm dealing with you right now. I saw you as a means to escape. Nothing more. But when the sky lit up, when I followed it here, I knew you were behind it. I apologize for not seeing your true worth, and for being, quite frankly, rude in last light.
You were being an arsehole.
Tough, but fair. And that's precisely why I want you by my side in Baldur's Gate. The Iron Hand gnomes are going to save the city, and you can be part of it.
If you want my help, I'm going to need more to go on. Yeah, let's see. 14, only 14. All right. Lay it on me. So what's the big plan?
The plan is what it's always been. To bring the work and innovations of the Iron Hand gnomes to every corner of the realm. Problem is, Baldur's Gate is sick. Once the pinnacle of greatness, it's eating itself alive to save itself from starving. Find me in the city. And once you see what it's become, you'll know that I, and I alone, can stop it.
This guy is very full of himself for someone so small. Wait, what about Amy's boyfriend? Oh, here he is, Barcus.
Yes. There you are. I was wondering where the devil you'd been.
I was taking a little holiday in the Mind Flayer colony downstairs.
That sounds slimy. Never mind your distasteful predilections. We need to talk about Wulbren.
What about him?
Wulbren and the Iron Hand gnomes are planning something dreadful in the city. They have room powder, they have motive. We have to stop them.
And are you gonna tell me what they're planning? Do you have any idea? Or are you gonna be vague like your little friend? How can you be so sure?
Because they're a gaggle of vindictive crybabies with no sense of propriety. That is to say, they gabbed about their plans like geese, and I overheard them. Like a very devious goose.
Alright, well, it seems we'll have our hands full in Baldur's Gate.
With the sword of justice in one hand and the shield of self-righteousness in the other, we most certainly will. To saving the city. And my fool of a friend.
Yeah, you're full of a friend that's he's probably just gonna become a terrorist.
The Absolute has delayed.
We leave the heart of the Absolute alive, thanks to you.
Oh, get out of my
You
brain.
did well to defeat Ketheric. But Ketheric was only the first to fall. There are many more battles ahead, and they will not be so easily won. You will need allies.
I already have allies.
You have the makings of a leader. Your actions have already inspired those around you. Jaheira's wisdom will be an asset to you on the journey ahead. Her harpers, too. Halsin's strength and loyalty will bolster you in times of need. But if we are to succeed,
what about Minthara?
We will need others.
I will seek more allies in the
Good.
city.
I'm glad to hear that. Baldur's Gate may not know it yet, but its fate is bound to ours.
Like, I'm gonna do this, but not because you're telling me.
Those
As always.
whose purpose aligns with our own, and invite them to our cause. Together, we will put an end to the Absolute, the Chosen, all.
Sure.
The road
But again,
to Baldur's Gate is west of the town. If we hurry, we'll arrive before the Absolute's forces.
I am not doing this because she's telling me to do it. I'm doing it on my own accord. I was planning on getting more people to join me once I arrived at Baldur's Gate. So it's not because of her. I want that to be perfectly clear. Let's go to camp. Let's go have a party or something. A lesbian party.
Where's Mum and Pops?
They're fucking dead, kid. Dead. Your parents are dead. I found their corpse.
No. No. I don't believe you.
I'm sorry,
It
Arabella.
isn't true. It isn't. Get away from me. Go.
Alright, so now she doesn't want to talk to you. Like, if you keep speaking to her, she's like, no, I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone. So, we don't talk to her. We go sleep. Partial rest, because it doesn't matter. And now we go talk to her. And this happens.
I don't believe it. They can't be.
Breathe, child. Resist not the winds of change. Let them carry thee.
No. No!
Listen. Dost thou not hear it? Where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of all being. Balance.
They're dead. I can't. Balance.
Your very soul is tangled in shadow. Arabella's magic, wild as cursed briar. Her talent is now yours too.
What?
The girl must learn the ways of the arcane, but she shan't remain here.
Wait. What do you mean her talent is mine too? Why not? I'm not sending her out there alone.
Arabella holds a power beyond reckoning. That of the decaying forest and the seedling that bore it. But it is unbalanced. Her yoke is already heavy. If she walks thy path, it will surely break. Arabella will depart once thou dost leave these accursed lands. She will find her way safely. Thus, it is fated.
Bowman, you're making me leave.
Bone Man!
Fear not, girl. The weave knows thy purpose. It will guide thee, if thou dost listen.
Well, he seems like he has good intentions, so you can trust Withers. If he says he'll be safe, you should believe him.
You feel her grief fade as if it were your own. There is a lightness in her now, veiling the power within, soothing it.
Is that my future? Is that why they died?
It is.
It's wonderful. Thank you, Bowman.
What?
For being nice. If there are people like you around, perhaps everything will be alright.
Wait, what do you mean? Is that my future? Withers has the power to show people their future?
Fate spins along as it should. Dost thou require a new ally?
If Bowman says I'll be alright, I'll be alright. I wish it was different. I wish Mum and Pops was here.
You've been so strong, they'd be proud of you.
I don't feel so strong. Or anything, really. Just tired.
Aw. She'll be fine, she'll be fine. So Withers has the power to show people the future. Why? Shouldn't that be something that only gods can do? Is Withers a god? And if he is a god, why is he here? Why is he here at my camp? This random god is a freeloader. Ah, there they are. So, you guys frolicked already?
I can't believe Aylin is here. And my father. I heard what happened. What he'd become. By killing him. You set him free. You set Aylin free. And me.
You and Aylin seem to have a lot of history. What happened?
A great deal. But still, Some of the details elude me. Ketheric Thorm was my father. He raised me to serve Selûne as my mother, rest her soul, had wished. He was everything to me, all my life. When an emissary of Selûne came to our little town, we were elated. Dame Aylin, daughter of the Moon Maiden herself. Tell me, do you believe in love at first sight?
I certainly believe you were starstruck, at least.
You sound like my father. But it was more than that. This was no mere attraction. It was love. Lucky for me, she felt the same way. But my father was skeptical. Aylin is immortal, after all. I understand it's strange. There's an imbalance between us, certainly. But I suppose loving Aylin felt the same as loving myself. It was natural. Then... And this is where I still need answers. I died. I'm not sure how, why, but all was black. Next I knew, I was being jolted awake. I smelled musty air, I saw shadows. And then my father's face. So changed. So hideously warped.
Did he shout boo? He'd become the chosen of Merkel.
I didn't know that then. But I could see the change in him. He told me we'd be together now. Said that Aylin was dead. I couldn't speak. Could only run. I found last light within the shadows. Made a shelter there. Prayed my father wouldn't find me. By the time Jaheira came, I'd pieced together just enough to know I'd been dead 100 years. That my father was the source of the horrors plaguing this land. My home. I couldn't tell her who I was. I had to protect them. And myself. No matter what.
But why did she have to run, though? Like, if she stayed by her dad's side, maybe she could try and convince him, you know, to turn away from this. Or at least convince him to find a way to break the curse. But I guess if he did, Merkel would just remove the spell from her and Isobel would have died again. So the only way to actually keep Isobel alive is to stay truthful to Merkel and kind of just wait for someone to actually kill you. I guess that's the only way to actually save her, like 100%. Sure, understandable.
It's all out in the open now. And with my father dead, I have nothing to fear. Except for Aylin. She needs healing, rest. I'm grateful for your help, your friendship. I hope we won't intrude on your hospitality too long, but I'm grateful for a safe place to, well, just to be.
All right. What about you, Aylin?
There you are. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. Come closer.
Okay.
Feel my voice rattle your bones as I proclaim our victory. Moon Maiden Selûne, hear me. Ketheric Thorm, traitor, apostle of Merkel, is dead at last. My mate, most high. Darling Isobel is safe and well. Safe and well and returned to my embrace. Blessings upon the slayer of the Wicked One.
There's like a little double standard here that I'm not liking. Because if it wasn't for Ketheric, Isobel would still be dead. So she would not have Isobel. Unless she doesn't know. Maybe she thinks that Isobel died because of Ketheric. But, you know, at the end of the day, Ketheric was just being used. He was being manipulated by Merkel. Even though he was, like, clearly evil, right? There's no forgiving him. Like, she only has what she has now because of him. Else she would have just been alone. Sure, whatever. Where's the silver light? The moon magic?
Listen to the subtle vibrations of the Moon Maiden thumping within your heart chambers, friend. She works her magic there. My darling Isobel says we will stay allied at your side. I am pleased to hear it.
Alright, then how do you intend to spend your newfound freedom?
I am free from my bonds, but not my duty. The dead 3 are risen. The dead 2 remain. You must face them. I will help.
Very well. And there's still a great deal about you I don't know.
Pray, ask, and I will tell.
Are you really Saloon's daughter?
Do I not radiate with my mother's brightness, her glory? There can be no doubt. I am of her silvered flesh, her celestial womb.
Would your mother be willing to aid us in the fight against the dead tree?
Why, she already has. She has brought her sword to your side, Dame Aylin. So mighty are her wonders, her great wisdom. Together, we will set this fair land free of tyranny and murder.
She didn't brought you to me at all. I was the one that found you. Saloon had nothing to do with this. Isobel gave me like that little like Saloon blessing, but with her blessing, that blessing wasn't enough to get to her, so it was useless. If it wasn't for my actions, I would have never been able to get to her. So this is all bullshit. She's just like a crazy religious person. How did you come to be trapped in the Shadowfell? This is a good question.
Ketheric Thorn, father of my one and only love, enslaver of Dame Aylin. Ketheric Thorn never did trust me, even when he worshipped the Moon Maiden. He was threatened by my love for Isobel, by her love for me. When she died, curse the day, the hour, we each of us mourned bitterly. But Ketheric's pain could be touched by no aid, no boundary. He turned to wretched Shah, the Lady of Loss, for relief. And she whispered into his ear, poisoning his mind. He and his loathsome advisor, Balthazar, lured me into the Shadowfell, claimed they'd found someone in need of my aid. There, they trapped me in their infernal cage. I was killed, murdered, made dead over and over and over by justiciars of every make and kind. I was reborn, for it is my nature. And Ketheric fed upon my immortality all the while. But lo, the brute is dead, and we live!
So there you go. No one knows how Isobel died. And that's the important part. How did she die? Who killed her? Maybe it was Orin. Since she serves Baal, the god of murder, right? So Orin killed her just to get into Ketheric's mind and put this all into motion. I'm assuming.
What do you know about me?
Oh yeah!
You spoke of my past. Being chased by wolves. I told no one about that. Almost no one. But I certainly didn't share that with you.
There is nothing I can tell you that you do not already know yourself. They trained you well, trained you hard. Chiseled away any part of you that did not fit their plan. They made you forget.
I chose to do that. For the mission to protect Shah's...
Secrets. Yes, that is an old song, girl. Your goddess cares more for her precious secrets than she does her devotees.
Get to the point.
It's true.
When you freed me, you severed a bond between me and that dog, Thorm. A bond of pain. His, inflicted on me. When I laid eyes on you, I sensed a similar bond. You, tethered to 2 others. Someplace distant. Let me help you remember.
You feel Shadowheart's mind tug at the edges of your own. You know this sensation. She wants you to see whatever is about to be revealed. Your mind joins with Shadowheart's. Something pulls at you both, bringing you elsewhere.
Oh, look, it's tiny Shadowheart. Hey, leave the wolf alone. Wait, the wolf was an elf.
Something sparks in your memory. Teachings about Selûnite rites of passage, about how they would abandon their children out in the wilds and force them to find their way home. It seems that one child never came back. She was taken.
What? Who was that man?
You already know. Did you not see yourself in him? Do you not recognize your own blood?
My father.
It's her dad?
That was him.
That is him. He lives still. And your mother, too.
Whoa.
No. It can't be. I'm an orphan.
And who told you that? Your adoptive family? You are not to blame. You were young, impressionable. They took you because they wanted to break and remake you. But you are a child no longer. You are a woman, one who knows what must be done.
My parents. I need to save them.
And we will. Does this mean you're a Selûnite? Yeah.
I don't know.
Your parents both followed the Moon Maiden. I could sense their faith, even in a brief glimpse of the past.
It is a tragedy that the Moon Maiden's right was perverted by Shah. Your future was stolen from you.
Camera angles. Alright, well, I'll help.
Your parents are with your abductors. You will need to return to their lair. But be warned. You may have once thought of them as comrades, mentors, friends, even lovers. They will all be enemies now. You have been forewarned for what is to come, but not yet forearmed.
Ooh. Yeah, careful. Isn't that thing supposed to be able to kill you?
It no longer has the power to harm me, now that I've removed it from Shah's domain. Shah is quick to discard whatever she has no use for. I think you know that well enough, but I felt it call to me as I took flight. Whatever Shah calls her own, Selûna has equal claim to. They are one and the same. Their power is matched and mirrored. Take it. You will find it useful. What you do with it, that will be up to you. Same as before.
I'll need every advantage, it seems. Thank you.
A debt repaid. You returned my life unto me. Now go and claim your own.
It hurts.
Oh yeah, what about the thing on her hand?
Shah torments you still. What a spiteful creature she is. This will not stop until you take action. See that your parents' sacrifices are not in vain. Allow the Moon Maiden to guide you at last.
Alright, guess we have a new quest.
Did you want something? If not, I'm perfectly happy to just gaze upon you a while.
Ew. Never mind. Don't say that out loud. Okay, so everyone's just gonna speak about Shadowheart, and the only one that I'm actually interested in knowing what she has to say is Minthara.
It does not surprise me that Shadowheart's faith was based on a lie. Deception is the sum of Shah's design.
Well, and you must be glad Kethric's dead.
I take no pleasure in his passing. Whatever faults he may have had, Ketheric was a great leader.
And so you respected him?
Of course. He ruled Moonrise for centuries. That in itself deserves respect. I believe he was an honorable man, but the gods used him as their plaything. First, Shah and her sister, then the three behind the Absolute.
That's what I said. Dude, that's what I said. Okay. She is super based. Do you think he could have been redeemed?
A meaningless question. If he had killed us and conquered the Sword Coast, I would envy him. As it is, he lost, and I pity him. But I will never forgive him for handing me to Orin. For that, I hope Merkel hollows out his bones and lets them be dust.
So, when did you first encounter the Cult of the Absolute?
A true soul came to my city preaching a message of togetherness, accompanied by 2 novices. Menzoberranzan is not fertile ground for such messages. I killed them and hanged their bodies in my garden.
Damn! Yet they recruit you all the same.
Recruited? You could call it that. I intended to wage war on their god and the rest of its presumptive followers. Even as the flesh sagged and sloughed away from their eyeless skulls, their audacity infuriated me. I had to know where they came from. And whoever sent them was counting on my curiosity overcoming my caution.
You followed their path back to Moonrise.
Yes. All it took was a simple act of necromancy, and the corpses told me where I needed to strike. Moonrise Towers.
You mustn't have struck very hard. The tower is still standing.
Despite Ketheric's best efforts, so are we. And we shall outlast the immortal general and his tower. But he had the upper hand when we first met. I was arrogant enough to believe I had the better of him. As it turned out, to my shame, I was defeated without even drawing my weapon. I came to Moonrise with a retinue of warriors and assassins, the best House Bainray had to offer. I expected a battle, but found a fully laden feast table and a welcome befitting a house matron. Ketheric expected us, expected me, and I fell for his flattery.
Dude, so she was literally just fucking dumb. I'm surprised you were so complacent.
It is a mistake I hope never to repeat. Ketheric proposed an alliance between Moonrise and Menzoberranzan. I admit I was captivated by him. He invited me to the head of his table as his guest of honor. I was wary, of course. If I had been in his position, the food would have been poisoned. It was not the food I should have been wary of. It was the pale woman at the foot of the table.
Orin!
Orin the Red. We had barely begun to eat when she spoke for the first time. I only caught one word, my name. Then, quick as lightning, she climbed onto the table, a dagger in each hand, and skipped toward me, slicing the throats out of my men as she passed them.
So she's not just a pretty little face. She sounds delightful.
Few things frighten me. Orin is one of them. Ketheric held me still, his hand on my shoulder, the grip tight enough to crack the bone. When Orin stood before me, she touched the dagger to my eye, drawing out a tear of blood. "I want this one," she said. Ketheric nodded his permission, and I was taken below. You've seen the horrors of the colony. Orin kept me there for days. She forced me to watch as my men were processed. Some for food, others as thralls. And then she placed the tadpole in my eye herself.
You were too trusting, 100% she was. But you'll have your revenge, I promise.
That is certain. You know the rest as well as I do. There were massacres before the Grove. Religious communities mostly. Those who refused to convert. Then there was you, and now there is freedom. Soon there will be vengeance.
There will be vengeance, it's true. Very well. I like talking to Minthara. She says things as they are. She's a little bit deluded at times, but I respect her for telling the truth. What about you, ass?
So, it's a quest to free Shadowheart's parents, is it? And here I was, worried I'd be the only one with a difficult family reunion waiting in the city.
What do you intend to do about Cazador's ritual?
Before anything else, I need to know where it's happening. To the public, Cazador is an ordinary noble, a little reclusive perhaps, but just another of the great and the good of Baldur's Gate. He has a grand palace on the hills of the gate, where he hosts the city's high society. I don't know if he performed the ritual there. It feels too public. He'd risk exposure.
That giant gothic monstrosity has been inhabited by vampires this whole time?
I know. Subtle, isn't it?
It's crazy. Who would have thought? Raphael's playing a dangerous game, giving you Mephistopheles secrets.
Mephistopheles is one of the lords of the Nine Hells. Raphael is not going to let any ire be tracked back to him. Perhaps Raphael even will gain from setting us on this course, who can say? All I know is I need to unravel the secrets around Cazador's ritual. And I can only do that in Baldur's Gate.
What about you, Arabella?
I guess I can take care of myself. I mean, I've gotten this far.
True. That's a good attitude to have. And what about you, Karlach?
Poor Shadowheart. She's been jerked around so much. I want to believe the gods keep this world balanced, but sometimes I wonder.
Tell me about your relationship with Gortash.
He got his claws into me early. I was a wild kid, brawling my way through the city. One of my mates got wind of a bit of work guarding some indoorsy type with lots of enemies. Seemed like easy money, so I went in for it. He took one look at me and said I was perfect. I like that. Not like that, you know. Just, it felt like a good fit. I kept him safe and he paid me well. Well enough to move into a better neighborhood and put something away for the future. My future. I respected him, trusted him. And he returned that trust, that respect. His life was in my hands, and I took that seriously. The whole thing with Zariel happened so fast. I had no idea what had gone down until it was over. One minute I was in Baldur's Gate, a happy, healthy, not quite kid. The next, I was burning up in Avernus with an engine for a heart. Zariel laughed. Said she paid him well for my services. She'd wanted to test her new machine, and he said I'd be able to handle it. He was right. Sometimes I wish he weren't. Evil, evil bastard.
So basically Gortash made a deal with the devil. Now the question is, what did he get for giving Karlach away? Because he didn't do it out of the evilness out of his heart, right? That had to be something for exchange. And I think that's it. We've spoken to everyone. Oh, let's go. Let's have a big rest. Maybe we'll have a dream about our fake wife again. I hope not. She's a hoe. Oh, she has something to say.
I've been lied to. My whole life. And I was gullible enough to just believe it. My parents are alive, and I have to save them. I think a part of me always knew that. A part that Shah denied to me.
You've been forced to live a lie. At least now the truth is starting to reveal itself.
Indeed. But the truth may yet prove painful. Who knows what Shah still keeps from me. We'd better press on for now, and hope we're ready when the moment comes.
True.
But before that, there's one thing I need to see to.
And what's that?
You'll see for yourself soon enough. Just leave it with me.
Alright. Sounds good. I have a feeling there's gonna be some sexy times. Alright. Well, let's leave camp and let's head off to Bald Gate. And do our best to not be bald along the way. There's gotta be like some sort of cool
The
cutscene,
curse
right?
has been lifted. The land's cleansed of the shadows. Ketheric's reign of living death is over. Your courage has been tested, and in this at least, you have triumphed.
Aww. So wait, this whole place is gonna be beautiful again, and now we're leaving? Couldn't it have become beautiful as while I was here? Look, Minthara's so happy. She's like, ah, we did a good thing. Wow.